Hey Jay, Kenny G here in the studio.
What's up, Better Sax players? Today I am super excited because we've got none other than the legendary Kenny G. Jay Metcalf here from BetterSax.com, and in today's video, we're going to get some advice, some inspiration, and even a saxophone lesson from the #1 selling instrumental recording artist of all time, Kenny G. I'm even going to break down every note that Kenny plays for us and make that available for you to download in case you want to play along.
I hear you got a new saxophone.
Wow, word travels fast. You must have seen my Instagram video. In case you're not following Better Sax on Instagram, I recently got a brand new Yanagisawa TWO33 tenor saxophone. It's got a solid silver neck, solid silver bell. It's just a beautiful saxophone. You know what? Before we get into the lesson, let me real quick show you how amazing this saxophone is. And it's not just beautiful to look at. This saxophone is probably the best I've ever owned, and it's so much fun to play.
Anyway, good choice. Good choice.
I think Kenny's a little jealous.
I wish you the very best. Big congratulations on the sax.
Thanks, man. Hey, you should really try their sopranos.
I hope you have just even a fraction of the joy that I've had playing the saxophone. I wish that for you in your life.
Wait, just a fraction?
It will be a lot, by the way.
Oh, okay then. Kenny, what advice would you give to any aspiring saxophone players who may be watching right now?
I just wanted to encourage you to practice. The more you practice, the better you get. The better you get, the more fun it is.
Wow, yeah, that really sums it up. Well, that practice certainly does pay off, and I don't mean financially. As you said, playing the saxophone can really bring us a lot of joy in our lives and frustration, but the payoff is in the joy. Hey, Kenny, do you think you could play for us some, I don't know, bebop-inspired smooth jazz line in the key of F?
Anything's possible.
Yeah, man. Nice. Hold on a minute while I break down what you just played for everyone watching. Now, if you're asking yourself, wait a second, did he just say bebop? I thought Kenny G played smooth jazz. Good question. When it comes to improvising on the saxophone, the language of bebop, which was first pioneered by the great saxophonist Charlie Parker, among others, is like a common thread that ties us all together. So no matter what style of music you're listening to, chances are you're going to hear some bebop vocabulary in there. So let's take a look at what Kenny just played and break it down phrase by phrase. I put the transcription sheet music for this in the Better Sax shed over at BetterSax.com. Click the first link below the like and subscribe buttons to get access to this, as well as all my other free saxophone learning resources. There's a lot over there. So I would describe this line that Kenny plays as a few different fragments of, let's say, public domain bebop vocabulary strung together, which incidentally is kind of what you're hearing a lot of the times in improvised music. And as you can see, I've broken these down and I'm calling them lick number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So lick number 1 or fragment number 1 is very simply outlining an A minor 9 chord, followed by what I would call a variation on the honeysuckle rose lick. Honeysuckle rose goes like this. I'm playing this down an octave. And what Kenny plays is so a variation on honeysuckle rose. All together. So here's lick number 1 slowed down. Lick 2 or fragment 2 is very simply the bebop scale going down with a little ornament on the first note. So just the bebop scale from the 5th down to the flat 7 with a little turn on the first note. Lick number 2 played slowly. Lick 3 is really public domain bebop language. You'll often hear that exact line, but with an added chromatic passing note in there. Lick number 3, slowed down. And lick number 4 can be called, let's say, a modal line, and we could think of it as any one of a few different modes depending on what the harmony would be underneath. You could kind of think of that as, just Ionian major, or like an Aeolian scale, or even a Dorian scale. It depends on kind of what harmony you're hearing underneath. And finally, lick number 4 played slowly. Oh yeah, and the line he plays at the very beginning when he's saying hello, that's just like a major scale pattern, descending in thirds. That's the sort of thing, you can keep that going. And if any of this talk of scales, chords, and music theory is kind of going over your head, I encourage you to check out my latest course, The Harmonic Foundation, which covers all the scales, chords, and music theory we need to know to improvise with confidence in really any style of music. So there it is. Kenny, thank you so much for being here and for sharing with us. I want to quickly shout out to my friend Ben Wendell, and thank you for putting us in touch. Kenny, I hope to see you again soon on the BetterSax YouTube channel.
All the best, Jay.
Well, I never thought we'd get Kenny G on here.